Hey everybody, if you've been wondering what exactly has Jared been up to, where don't see too many YouTube videos from him anymore, I've been doing a whole lot of work on our website. We bought a new domain called jandjacres.net. Here's a link to it, and appreciate you going over and checking that out. Just been doing a lot more writing than I've been doing videoing here lately. But that said, I want to give you a little update on the garden. I'm about to make some changes in here. Plant a couple more winter varieties. Our 100-day mark before our first frost is coming up here in August, the first week of August. So I'm going to try to get some things in here so that I can make the most use of all the time I have. Wanted to show you something here. You can see the garden's not necessarily prolific by any means, but what I wanted to show you is this area here that actually got all the wood chips versus this area that we had prepared but didn't get enough wood chips to cover, and just show you the difference between the wild vegetation taking back over here versus the amount of vegetation's taken over here. This little bit in this front corner where the cinder blocks are didn't have any wood chips on it either. The chips that are there just kind of got washed out because it's a bit of a downward slope right there. Everywhere else, there's very few grasses or other plants trying to come up that I didn't plant there. So just wanted to show you how much putting some kind of mulch down helps control the weeds. So let me give you a little bit of an update of what's happening and tell you what I'm going to do. We may have made a mistake. In such a small confined area, I put like 4 ducklings in here a couple weeks ago and found out that there was some of the vegetation they really liked, including the onions that were still growing. So onions are pretty much gone. Let's see here. We've got a lot of these cantaloupes. These are just the Hale's Best cantaloupe, and just waiting for those flowers to start turning into melons, at least the ones that will. These are the Simpson Black Seeded Lettuce, and we're waiting for them to go to seed. So I mean, we're not harvesting off them anymore, we're just waiting for them to go to seed. Whole lot of little buggers on them though. I don't see if I can get them to focus on you here. I don't think it's gonna let me, but little tiny black bugs. Those are the kind of things I was hoping the ducks would take care of, but they didn't. These are the purple basil. This patch did good. I planted another patch that just did terrible. I think it was ants that got to those ones. Our beef steak, the only one that we've got right now, is doing a pretty darn good job. They're not as huge as I've seen beefsteak get, but can't wait for some fresh tomatoes either way. Some of the changes I'm going to make, I'm going to pull up these broccoli. It's months past it being cold outside, and I mean, we've got some new leaves on here, and part of me says, well, let it live, it's got new leaves on there. But the other part of me says that they're not going to head out, it's just too hot. These are those pole beans that I planted, and a couple of them got stunted out from insects, but the rest of them are still growing. Still not entirely sure what variety they're going to be. That was that unmarked packet that I saved from a year ago from our farm co-op. We planted some picnic variety watermelon, and this was the reason that I ended up taking the ducks out of here. This was doing a whole lot better, and either I had insects attack it the exact same day that I put ducks in here, about 3 days into me putting ducks out here, and the ducks refused to eat the insects, or the ducks were eating some of the leaves, and that's what caused my problems. I'm not sure, But the ducks aren't in here anymore, so you can tell which way I leaned on that. There's some more cantaloupe back there, as well as those two plants are spaghetti squash. And this guy, let me tell you a story on this guy. This guy here was one we didn't even know what he was at first, but then when he started getting his leaves in, we had everybody telling us he's, either a cucumber or zucchini, which clearly he is, and I'm sold on cucumber at this point. Because, let's see if I can find you one without holding it around too long. There's one. There's one of his little guys. But man, I tell you what, at one point, I could not get this guy to want to climb. Now I don't think I could stop him. Just look at how spread out this one guy's gotten. He's going for a multiple tiered effect over here on the fencing. It's just crazy. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I am about to clear out some of this area. You notice I skipped almost that entire area right there. Didn't really have too much to talk about. I'm going to clean it up a little bit and put in another variety of pumpkin. Put in, oh heck, who knows. I spent like 20 minutes earlier picking out which seeds I wanted to put in. Now I can't remember which ones I chose. Now let me show you one more guy. Let's go on a little walk. This is how you keep your Big Mac's pumpkin safe. You put them in a baby gate. Look at this guy. When I first planted them, we had 2 plants. They were actually growing out of this mound. And they had got to the point where the leaves were about 6 inches apart. And they died off. Something ate them. So about 3 or 4 days after that, I saw this one growing. And I said, alright, well let me throw something up around it. And this is what I happen to have. And it's working, so don't knock it. But I mean, just look at the size of, it's huge. And considering these things can get over 100 pounds, if I were to, Jennifer did a little research on it, and she said that to get the blue ribbon kind of pumpkins that these things tend to do, people will take all the blooms off, leave just one. So 1 plant for 1 pumpkin. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I'm interested in saving some seed because the packet only came with like 8 seeds in it, and with the 6 I planted and 2 of them got eaten up, I'm down to like 2 seeds in the packet over there. So if I can just get 1 pumpkin to grow, I'll be set on seed for this thing for a long time. But I got to get to that point. So anyway, I'm going to go clean up the garden, and I'll just put down in the description down here exactly what I planted in it, so you guys don't have to listen to me fumble through what it was. Anyway, sorry you guys haven't seen me so much lately. It's just been that kind of a busy time, and try to keep you a little more up to date and involved in what's happening out here at the farm. If y'all have questions or comments or anything that's going on, please leave them below. And you can rest assured we're still doing the weekly permaculture updates. So check into that on the website as well as here on YouTube. And if you get over to the website, you'll see we're putting up a new post every day or so. So if you like reading posts, go over there, subscribe to our newsletter, and it'll shoot you an email of exactly what's keeping me busy around here. Y'all take care. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.